What's up guys? On today's video, we're going to be talking about the BABYLISS FX3 collection. I'm super pumped for this one. What's going on guys? David Falla here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video and especially this review because I'm super excited about it because when this collection came out, I couldn't get my hands on it, but I just received them not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago. Thank you to BABYLISS for sending this my way. And I'm super pumped because these tools are very different than what BABYLISS offers and honestly what any other company offers. So I'm super excited to try them out, see what they're about, and share with you guys my opinion and if you should get them or not. So the first thing we're going to talk about the trimmer. This is a gorgeous trimmer. How you guys can see, it's all flat black. And you guys know I love flat black, matte black tools. I think they look so dope and also helps a lot with barbershops nowadays. They're so bright that honestly the dark colors really help. So the first thing we're gonna notice is that it's a very small trimmer, as you guys can see. I'm gonna show you guys how the trimmer looks. It's a very nice looking trimmer. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the specs of this trimmer and what makes it very special. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the blade. It has a titanium carbonite standard tooth ultra thin T-blade. What does that mean? That means the blade is actually extremely thin, as you guys can see. And this creates very sharp lines. It's a T-blade, it's pretty wide. And it's actually a very good blade. I gotta be honest with you guys, this thing is sharp. When I tell you sharp, is that out of the box, you don't have to adjust at all. I did hear that it's not as sharp as the previous version, the red one, because I did hear complaints about that blade being too sharp. Again, this one, they made some modifications to it. Still super sharp, it still cuts very nice, but it doesn't really make the clients get red, or it doesn't really, the potential you cutting the client, I didn't notice it was there. So if you're a barber that maybe has a rougher touch, you gotta be very careful with that, but I can tell you the blade is really good. Second, it has a high efficiency torque brushless engine at 7,200 RPMs. This thing has some power to it. And I can tell you because usually I don't use my trimmers to remove bulk with them. I use other tools, but you know, I like to try them out and see if that can remove bulk. It actually didn't do a bad job with it. It actually removed bulk very nicely, but I definitely wouldn't use it for that. I will use it more to create lines. He also says that it has 4-hour runtime. And the battery is amazing. I love trimmers that last a long time. The reason is because for me, usually when I'm using trimmers and stuff, I don't always put them back in the charging stations. With clippers or trimmers that I know they don't have the greatest battery, I'm forced to do it. But I like to be able to not have to do that, so they're easier for me to grab. So I love that this has a 4-hour runtime and also has an LED battery indicator. So you guys can see when I turn it on, and what that means is that, you know, you see the 4 lines. So depending on how much battery it has, so 4 lines will be fully charged, 75%, 50%, and 25%. I think this is genius, and it let us know exactly for how long we can use it without putting it to charge. So this is something I really love about BABYLISS. They're always innovating. Besides that, it says that it has an ultra thin ergonomic design. How I said, this is a very small looking trimmer, and for people that have smaller hands or are looking for something smaller to work with, this is going to be a great trimmer for them because it will allow you to be more flexible with the way you move your trimmer. And again, I have bigger hands, so I prefer something a little bit bigger, but this is also extremely comfortable. The ergonomics of it really allows it to just kind of feel great on the hand. It doesn't actually, for how small it is, it doesn't look like it was that small. So this is something good that you know, BABYLISS really thought about. Also, the last thing that I forgot to mention, it has a 360-degree exposed blade. That means that you can see the blade, you know, it is exposed everywhere, allowing you to put it in different angles and allow you to see exactly what you want to see when you're cutting hair. So this is something dope that I feel like pretty much every company is doing now, and I think it's a must-have nowadays. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the clipper, and this clipper is a very unique clipper. It has no lever, how you guys can see, not here, not here. This is the lever. So the way this works is that at the moment when you move this up, the blade goes up. So you guys can see As I move it up, the bottom blade, the cutting blade goes up and down. And this is very genius for those that are maybe lefties, right? If you are a lefty and you know working with the lever on this side is uncomfortable for you, then you can get something like this that will allow you to not have to use a lever. You just kind of press the button, go up and go down, which is actually very genius. So with the clipper, we have a titanium carbon nitride ultra thin fade blade. And you guys can see, this is a fade blade, right? It's more of a fade blade than it's actually like a taper blade. This blade is actually pretty good. I've been using it to skin, to remove bulk, and actually it's been great. I have no complaints with it. It runs very smooth. It kind of feels a little bit like a detachable blade for some reason. I mean, I know it's not a detachable blade. Actually, it is a detachable blade. You can actually pop the blade right out and you know, you can change it for whatever reason you need to change it, or if Babyliss ever designs like a different type of blade, you can just pop this out and put the other one. But definitely does feel like a metal detachable blade, and that's something a plus because I love cutting with detachables. So this it's actually very similar to it. Besides the blade, it's actually zero gap as well, so you can adjust the blade, and the way you do that is actually pretty cool. It comes with a little tool, and what you do is that this little tool screws right here. All you gotta do is screw them a little bit, you just a tiny bit, you move the blade up, and then that's it. Actually, it's super simple. He also says that he has a new high efficiency torque brushless motor. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's a very smooth motor. I actually love brushless motors. Feel like they're definitely a lot more forgiving based on the power. The vibration is not as high, so your hand doesn't vibrate, and it just gives you a very smooth, very smooth result. And this is something I really love that Babyliss is doing, and I hope all the companies start adopting this type of brushless motors as well. It also has a 5-hour runtime. Honestly, that is incredible because I know not many companies are making the batteries last that long, and I really do love that about Babyliss. And he also has the LED indicator, so when you turn it on, has the same indicators here. And I'm not sure if when it gets fully like discharged or is about to die, it maybe the LED changes to red or something. This is something I gotta look into it and I'll let you guys know. He also says that it has a 5 stops locking quick taper. So that means that you guys can see the taper goes up and it goes down, and you can stop, you can hear it. Especially for those that are beginners, they're starting to cut hair, and you want to be able to be very precise with your stops when you move the lever and then move the blade. So this is great because at the moment when you start moving the lever, it's going to go up and it's going to stop. So let's say, for example, you're working on one side of the head and now you're going to work on the other side. You know exactly where to put the taper, or the blade, in this case the cutting blade, the lever, to be able to achieve the same result you did on one side and on the other. So this is actually a great tool. Again, I hope that every company will adopt this type of lever system with the locking mechanism. He also says that includes the 8 plastic attachment combs and like the plastic guards, and they're okay. I gotta be honest with you, they're not my favorite. I could put them on, they do the job, but honestly, like I feel like Babyliss maybe could do something a little bit better with that. With the combs, they only work on this clipper. So if you have another set of clippers, let's say something like the FX, you're gonna have to have 2 sets of combs in your station. That's something I personally didn't like. But again, if this is gonna be your main clipper, it doesn't really matter, right? And now we are going to talk about the tool that I actually like the most. This is the FX3 shaver. This shaver is actually very nice. What I can tell you is when I pass this shaver, it really leaves the hair very smooth, like completely gone. Even my clients have told me about it. I was like, wow, like this shaver really works. So let's talk a little bit about the specs of this shaver. So we have it covered for it, which is actually pretty good. You can go ahead and cover it when you're not using it to avoid the foils breaking. It has a hypoallergenic gold color titanium foils. These are really awesome foils, and I really like the way they work because they really shave the hair, how it's said. He also has a 3-hour runtime lithium battery, and the battery is great. Honestly, I don't remember last time I charged it. I think I charged it once since I got it, and it still has some juice. Let me turn it on so you guys can hear. It has the same LED lights that it has the other two tools. So fully charged, 75, 50, 25%, and then it needs some juice. We can talk about the motor. It has a very powerful motor. You can feel it when you turn it on. It's a high speed 10,000 RPM motor, and you can feel the power on this tool. Like honestly, it shaves very well, but also it shaves with purpose. Like you can pass the shaver and you can tell that it's really shaving, and I really love it. Besides that, it's super light. In my opinion, the design is honestly awesome. That's flat black. I really like it. I've always been a fan of plastic type of shavers. I'm not a big fan of the metal ones for two reasons. One, because they're heavier, and two, because usually tend to be like, because they're metal, they tend to be shiny, and sometimes at the shop with all the lights, it just reflects on you, and when you're trying to do a fade, sometimes you don't see exactly what you're fading. So I'm not a big fan of it. That's one of the reasons why I like something like this. And plastic works for me, doesn't get warm as quickly, and also flat black, it just looks great in my opinion. I try to have all my tools in my station to be flat black because I really like how they look. That's just my personal preference. Before I forget, guys, I do have a discount code with Babyliss. This discount code is going to save you some money. So if you're interested, I'm going to leave it right here on the screen, and also the links of the description with all these tools and the discount code. So like that, if you guys are interested in getting them, you save some money. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Please let me know on the description what you guys think about these tools from Babyliss. I know they're different, but they're actually very good. I'm also going to be dropping some tutorials using these tools as well, so you guys can see how they cut, how they work, how they function. And that's it for the video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like it. Don't forget the discount code. I'll leave it right here again, and I'm going to leave it on the description. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.